By the way, I read today that cereal for kids over the last 15 years has quietly gotten less and less healthy. It's
more sugar bombs,
more fat, more sugar, less fiber, less protein, and there have been 1,200 new kids cereals come out in the last 15 years. But that seems
how many is that per?
It's impossible.
Year.
It's impossible unless they're counting.
Now, because there was like a Captain Crunch limited edition that came out.
That's it.
It came out over the winter, and then it was in the bargain bin.
That's it.
For a couple of weeks. Now it's just gone completely. It's like
That's right.
Arctic ice or something.
That's what they do.
But I would see the dwindling boxes literally in the the bargain bin at the store.
That's what they. That is what they're counting. I know, because otherwise
you couldn't invent that many cereals, could you?
No, you could not. 10 items are. It's the bargain bin. We like to play that for BB Shea when he's in. Give him a little treat there.
Tired of hearing it.
You never get tired of it. 10 items are. It's the bargain bin.
It's a relatively short clip, but it seems like an eternity as your brain melts down.
It's 4 seconds. 10 items are. It's the bargain bin. It seems longer. It seems like 40 minutes instead of...
Yeah, it's like the Zapruder film. If you break it down frame by frame, it becomes even more fascinating.
That's right. It was what I was making a joke.
Attempting. Not a bad joke. Not a classic, but not a bad joke.
A gentleman had laid his penis onto the scanner at a checkout at a grocery store, and I was trying to say 10 inches or less.
Boom.
But
move on. Get a laugh.
10 items are. It's the bargain bin. Take that to the bargain bin.
I've known you how many years? 30 some odd years?
That's right.
I never heard you use the phrase bargain bin.
No, I don't. I never really have, except for that.
Where did it come from?
Except for that one.
That's what we want to know.
I don't know. I'm not sure where that was dragged up from. The good story is from Alaska today. 61-year-old Kel Morris, lucky to be alive. He and his wife were hiking at a fairly rural slope because they wanted to avoid holiday crowds on Memorial Day Monday, and a 700-pound boulder rolled down and landed on him and pinned him underneath. But
how he not dead?
How he not dead indeed. Apparently, his wife called immediately to 911. They were able to get a helicopter to him. He was partially submerged in freezing glacial water as well. So all during that time. So they say 6 firefighters using manpower and rescue gear were able to rescue him. Now, he had hypothermia, but other than that, he spent 2 days in the hospital and was fine when he got out.
Fine? How did he not break any bones?
Calling it a miracle that he was, rolled right over him. This is Kel Morris.
As it went down, and then it's a blur. I don't know what happened. I was tumbling. I landed in the water. I could hear that noise that large rocks make as they're rolling over each other. I landed up face down in the river, and then I felt the rock hit me in the back and pinned me down.
You'd think he'd be paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 700-pound rock that landed
He's
on him.
giving interviews.
Yeah. And
That's astonishing.
He only spent 2 days in the hospital, and it was all because of the hypothermia. That is very impressive. I mean, I'm shocked.
Is he a local? Are they from Alaska?
No. They were visiting Alaska and chose this particular spot. They are from Maine and chose that particular spot because they were told it's a holiday weekend. They have done a lot of hiking around the country, and this was like a special hike for them. And a boulder rolls at 700 pounds.
Do you think at any point the wife said start cutting parts of him off like that? I can't remember the name of the young hiker who got the boulder landed on his arm, and he ended up amputating his own arm to get out.
They made the movie about it.
Aaron Ralston.
That's it.
Yeah.
There he goes again.
There he goes.
My gosh.
Yeah, Ralston, it was the 127 hours it became a film.
God. Played by James Franco.
James Franco, yeah.
Do you like it? It's a good movie.
Never saw it.
It's a good movie. The book is incredible.
Yeah, he knows Aaron Ralston. Look at that.
But do you think he used to like lying there under the boulder? All right, cut his leg off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. No, there's only one way. Cut his legs off. Wait.
I'm fine. I'm fine under
From
here.
the freezing water. He says he's done for.
I feel good, except for the boulder on my back. It's impressive they got it off him. Good story. After graduating high school, Mikhail Baker from Atlanta went straight to his shift at Burger King in Decula, Georgia, still wearing his cap, gown, and medals that he won for being a graduate.
That night?
That night, right after they graduated, and he had his shift, so he's like, I got to cut graduation party early and go over here.
What kind of manager doesn't give the kid off?
I loved it.
I respect it.
Me too. Now, I'll be the only one that doesn't like this. That's why I'm calling it a good story. A woman, a customer, Maria Mendoza, saw him in there in his cap and gown and said, did you just graduate? He said, I did. She took a picture, put a GoFundMe up, and said, help this boy go to college. Look what dedicated employee he is. They've now raised $35,000 with 1,200 people giving to it. Now, here's what I say to it. He should have been at work. That's
Humbug.
what you do. That's what you do. Humbug. You graduate. If you're scheduled to work, go to work. You know, they did not give him the day off for graduation.
Well, he was compliment fishing too. Only person working at Burger King wearing a cap and gown. All right, dude, we get it. You graduated.
When you're 18, that is the peak of your life up until that point.
Yeah. So did the manager not say, hey, will you take that stupid stuff off? Put on the required uniform?
Put on a hairnet, take off your cap.
We have a required
Your tassels
uniform.
in the oil.
Exactly. Your tassels being deep fried here. I worked on my graduation day over at Henry James Barbecue.
I knew you'd make this about you.
I did. Not right after. We went to Western Sizzlin' and had lunch. Our graduation was in the morning.
Oh.
And then we graduated. That always was. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. And then afterwards, like 12:30, my parents and I went to lunch over at Western Sizzlin'. And I'd shift at 4 and just went in, you know, just what you do. I mean, I think a lot.
You didn't have a social life?
No, I did not. I waited. I remember I went to the beach 2 days later. Karen Atwood dropped me off.
Yeah.
At the Poindexter. Last I ever saw of her.
Poor woman.
Caught a ride with her. This guy is taking a gap year, but plans to study automotive engineering in college, and now is able to go because of the $35,000 raised because he was wearing his cap and gown, as BB Shea says. Compliment fishing.
Did anybody interview the manager?
No, he hid his face. The manager would not. He's like, I will not be interviewed.
Corporate won't let me.
That's right. That's right.
I mean,
You made him go.
I mean, I had a job when I was 18 too, but I think my boss gave me the day off.
No, sir. Don't get the day off for your graduate. Get in here. Got to work the night shift with Burger King. You know, this is a heavy shift. Bad story from Sunset Beach, North Carolina. Young man has been bitten by what they believe to be a shark. Now, he never saw it.
Right, not confirmed.
Not confirmed. Others say we saw a shark in the water. His name is Sean Barton. Hospitalized, visiting. He's 26. He was visiting from New Mexico at Sunset Beach and had 11 stitches when all was said and done. Here he is telling his story.
Just got done riding an epic wave and then felt a shark or something bite my leg. And at that moment, I was like, I think I just got bit by a shark. And I didn't see anything, but I just kind of turned and immediately started running. Tried to get into shore as quickly as I could.
Yeah, just finished an epic wave, and you saw what happened. And in every photo, he is giving the 2 fingers up.
Yeah, 2 fingers, the rock and roll symbol.
That's right. In every single
He's
photo.
in the back of the ambulance truck on the beach.
Yep. Bleeding.
Yeah.
Blood pouring out of his
Hospital bed.
Blood pouring out of his
Waves, bro.
Now, listen. I've been to Sunset Beach.
What?
This hits close to home.
When?
Not that like 2 years ago, I was at Sunset Beach. That hits close to home. I'm worried. You're not a beach person. I see why.
That won't happen to me.
Chris Demm's wife won't even stick a toe in the water.
Smart woman.
I mean, you know, they're out there, you know.
Yeah.
Once again, Steven Spielberg just apologized for making sharks into monsters in Jaws, which is 50 years ago this summer, but they are out there.
He did ruin the beach, if you think about it.
He did.
It did change.
Yeah.
It did change the culture. It really did.
Everything. I mean, people don't want to go in. I mean, before that, we were all out in the ocean. We had no problem.
It sure seems
with
like, it'd be interesting to know, because if you look at pictures from 100 years ago when people would go to the beach, they were in full clothing. You know,
Yeah.
some people,
Yeah.
I guess, always went in the water, and maybe some people never learned to swim.
Mm-hmm.
I think more people at least know how to swim now, I hope,
So,
than 100 years ago.
so on an average day in 100 years ago, in front of you in the water, like right now, if you look out in your vision, you probably see, 8 or 10 people in the water, maybe. What do you
Out
think?
of 100?
Yeah, out of 100. So how many people were in the water? Now, I'll go in only to urinate. You know, that's my official position.
I wonder who was the first person to urinate in the water? Some ancient Greek?
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
Man, this feels good.
yeah, and it's still in there.
Why get out?
That pee is still in that ocean, by the way. It never goes anywhere. It just stays. Yeah, so maybe that's right. But I wonder how many people were in versus today.
Mhm.
I don't know. And Jaws, of course, is a big
There are
reason
more
for that.
floats and toys now.
There's a
So
lot
you
of
do
them.
see more of those, like boogie boards. More people can catch epic waves.
And a lot of people do that where they run right there on the edge of the water and jump on that board.
The skim board.
The skim board. Those look really fun.
Oh, I'd break my neck.
I wouldn't try it now, but at that time, I mean, when you're a kid, it looks pretty fun. Another bad story. I wouldn't think they would even catch this guy, but they did. And we just played bargain bin, so this goes right along with that. Man has been arrested. His name is Josh Huey, 37 years old, from Ohio. Went into a Home Depot with a DeWalt Tools hat on and said, "I'm here from DeWalt. I've got some deliveries to make." They're like, "All right, go ahead." He had a clipboard. He had a hat on. He went to the DeWalt tool aisle. He also had some bolt cutters, which he got from an adjacent aisle. He cut open an area where there were some DeWalt tools stored and tried to walk out of the store with 23 items totaling $4,200.
It's okay. Check the hat.
Did you see
Factory
this?
recall.
There's a hat here. I have to take these items with me. Somebody stopped him and said, "We need to do some checking here." He panicked and ran to the parking lot. They got him. They got him at that point. Yeah, that's a pretty smart scam, though, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to steal, put on your DeWalt hat and say, "I'm here from corporate. I need to take this."
If he had on like a safety vest or
Right.
One of those
Right.
those bright orangey or kind of neon gold green work shirts,
That's what I was thinking.
I wouldn't even think twice. I'd say the DeWalt's aisle 7.
I thought the same thing. It's like, you know, if you're just the regular Home Depot employee, you just think, well, here's a guy from DeWalt that's taking stuff out.
But they sell those things, right? The shirts and the vests.
Yeah.
Anyone can buy them.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He had the hat, at least. That's right.
There was a guy on the internet several years ago. He had this theory that if you carry around a ladder, you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
And
A ladder.
He did
He
it.
went into amusement parks,
Yeah.
museums, clubs, just holding a ladder. They were like, "Yep, come on through."
Yeah.
Like a standard,
Like just a big
8-foot
ladder.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm here to fix the lights." All right,
Yeah.
cool. Sounds good. Come on through.
Yeah. Because a ladder, that's quite a length.
Who
to go.
carries around a ladder?
Right.
Yeah, it's almost more than a clipboard. Anyone can sort of grab a clipboard.
But a
A
ladder.
little more work.
And I do appreciate the DeWalt hat.
Get that in a NASCAR race.
Exactly.
I think if he hadn't run, if he could have explained himself a little bit, it's like, call my supervisor.
Yeah, my supervisor said this would happen.
At this number, you know. More thievery here. Ugly story here today from Florida. Unfortunately, Petland in Florida has been robbed, and this man is still on the loose. They are looking for it's in Jacksonville, for a man that shoved a ferret down his pants. And
Nice marmot, man.
took the...
Must be a nihilist.
He is.
Kelly finally got the reference.
This nihilist goes in. Incidentally, you're doing the Big Lebowski. When they throw that, whatever that creature is, into the bathtub with Jeff Bridges, I cringed. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, he's naked and there's a wild ferret in the bathtub with him. You can imagine how that went. Here's an employee. She shook.
I was pretty shocked on the events of how it took place. It's supposed to be kid-friendly in here. It's supposed to be, and then he's putting down his pants in an inappropriate way.
He did. He put a ferret down his pants in an inappropriate way.
For pleasure or ill-gotten gain?
Ill-gotten gain. They're worth $600, which I didn't realize. Yeah. That particular ferret, a female, had been there for a month, and it had become a staff favorite. And this guy went in, and they let you, like, play with the ferret. So he was playing with it, and he's caught on video looking around and then shoving it down his pants.
A wild ferret down your pants? That's high risk.
Well, I agree.
Right?
I felt like that thing was going to bite him, you know.
It's gonna bite off his Johnson.
Well, yeah. I felt like that might happen. But he walked out calmly, holding the ferret, and they've got him on video, but they are looking out for the police say, this is our number one priority right now. We are looking
In all of Jacksonville?
In all of Jacksonville. Here's
Ferret pants?
the assistant manager is shocked.
I was disgusted, honestly. Like, these are like, little creatures that, don't have any, they can't speak up for themselves, and it was just violating.
This was a violation.
She's
violation.
right.
This is a violation. And you should see this guy shoving this thing down his sweatpants. And it's moving in there, of course.
Oh, yeah. Like it, ladies? Yes, I am happy to see you.
And he's gone. They're looking for him
Ladies love ferret
in
pants.
Jacksonville. What would he do? Could he sell it somehow from?
I guarantee it.
You think so? The assistant manager said, at least I hope he sold it to a family that will use and know how to care for and treat this ferret. Because now
meet me at the Walmart for a ferret.
They're left with one ferret now, and they used to have two, and now the male ferret is looking for his playmate. Not there. This is an ugly story, and it's caused quite a bit of debate. It comes from an airplane. Apparently, a flight out of Orlando was delayed 2 hours, and it was one of those where they were sitting on the tarmac for a while,
Yep.
You can imagine. This is always irritating, So a young girl winds up getting on with the permission of the flight attendant, she gets on the intercom and starts singing songs from Disney movies. The one that really captured everybody's attention was from Moana.
I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. I can make us strong, I can lead with pride, I'll be satisfied if I play along. But the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
Now that's a big song from Moana that she's singing there. And somebody captured it on TikTok and said, "This is my worst nightmare."
1 hour, 20 minutes and counting.
We're 2 hours on the ground, and this girl's been singing.
That's why people open up the emergency hatch at 10,000 feet.
Yeah, or scrawl something on the bathroom mirror.
Right. But
can you get out of your seat at least? The rules are so.
I don't know.
Usually, you can't get out of your seat if you're on the tarmac, right?
I don't believe they could. No,
you got to stay buckled in. Except this little girl.
This has reignited a debate over public performance in a confined space like an airplane. But again, the flight attendant gave her permission to do it to entertain and pass the time.
I mean, I'd say yes to a little girl too.
But a lot of people were like, "Please,
stop it,
kill me." Jeremy, you wanted to comment on the gentleman who stole the ferret by shoving it down his pants. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. What's up, P1, by the way?
Thank you.
Anyways, I was telling BB Shay that I was about 18. I was up with my ex-girlfriend's family in Ohio, and we walked into a pet store. They did the same thing. They was like, "Yeah, hey, pick up the ferrets. It makes them people friendly." We did that. Sure enough, a good-looking lady walked in. This guy went to go talk to her with the ferrets. So we just put the ferrets up the sleeves of our hoodie and walked right out the door.
You stole what? You stole those ferrets?
Yeah, most expensive and easiest thing we've ever stole.
Out of many things. Well,
He's got a story to tell.
Did you sell the ferret?
No, we kept them, man, until they died. But the funny thing is, our dumbasses went back to Walmart and stole the ferret food, and the cops stopped us. They was like, "What y'all got ferret food for?" And just, questioning us. It was like, but anyways, we got out of it,
I got you, yeah. So do you make a habit of stealing like that?
Oh, man, this is when I was young and dumb and, the other word. But
all right. Young and dumb and blah, blah, blah.
We all do dumb stuff.
When we're messed up, we're young like that.